Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Otaku Bubble Talk Show is here to present to you a very, very special episode of the Otaku Bubble Talk Show. I'm your host, the scion of the Otaku Principality, and console fanboy, Aaron. And joining me today is Colin.
That's all I get? Just Colin?
Yes, that's still all you get.
Not even waiver. Alright.
Yep. Alright, so, I guess not. I was thinking about starting with the weeks today, but, I'm still butthurt, Colin. I'm still butthurt.
We are still on the butts of
It's been 5 days since Persona 5 got its English announcement for its release date, and it still hurts badly.
Don't worry, they'll release it in 2018 for sure.
Europe 2025. But yeah, I just want to get this podcast news article out of the way first because
He's pretty butthurt about it.
Well, not that I'm butthurt about it, but I mean,
Pretty salty.
I am butthurt about it, but mainly because it's just gonna keep bothering me throughout the podcast. So get the hard stuff out of the way first.
Yeah.
So, Persona 5 news is just awful.
Yeah, patience is key when waiting for Persona 5, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just keep on waiting.
We were in grade 10 when
P5 was announced.
Yeah, it was at the start of grade 10 because I remember going to school and talking to one of 5 other guys who knows what Persona is and be like, yo, did you see the Persona 5 trailer? And he was like, yeah, but it was really nothing. And it's who cares? It's coming.
It's coming, guys. 2014.
Winter 2014. That's what
Remember that? Remember? That was announced. And then they said no, 2015. And then we just kept going.
So yeah, Persona 5 is getting released Valentine's Day 2017 here in the US of A and Canada.
That's such an ironic day. I was just it's for love, but it's heartbreaking because that's the day you have to wait to finally get P5.
I saw a picture that was on Atlas USA's PR manager's Twitter that just said most people on Valentine's Day, and it's a girl proposing to his girlfriend. And the second image is my Valentine's Day 2017, and it's just this guy it's the exact same picture, but the girl's replaced by a copy of Persona 5.
Oh man, that's a good meme. Nice meme.
Dank as hell.
Dank enough.
So yeah, I mean, there's that. They're gonna have an E3 live stream. Whatever. I'm so dead on the inside.
Just I'm done with your shit, Atlas. Just give me the fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, I would and not only that, but one thing that we've talked about a lot in terms of Persona is that the Japanese dub for this game is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't think any English dub can compare.
Yeah.
Because it's the veterans of the anime industry for the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. Are on this dub for this game in Japanese. And for the English dub, I'm expecting the new blood almost. And it's because they used up all the old blood. They've used Johnny Young Bosch, they've used Yuri Lowenthal, they've used everybody. If I were to pick anyone to do this dub, I would have to go back to the 80s and 90s voice actors because I think I'm so done listening to Yuri Lowenthal voice Yosuke and have him voice the exact same role again, and it's just it hurts, Colin. It hurts.
It sucks when the point is that it's supposed to be a sequel to the game, but then they're still using old voice actors for new characters, which is kind of tilting because I think it's much better when they assign that voice actor, use him once for one character, and then if that character makes a return, then they use that voice actor, and then it's nostalgia effect. You're oh my god, I remember. Yeah, he's still voicing it. Yeah, but then if they just use them as a new character, and it's and you're using him again.
I do like sometimes like knowing who the voice actors are going in.
Yeah.
But Persona voice acting is just like, at least in the English version, it's like it's launched people's careers. Like back when Troy Baker was nobody, he voiced Kanji. Back when Laura Bailey was nobody, she voiced Rise. Like, and to see, like, and to see that like the Japanese dub is like all-star cast. You can't give an equivalent English dub because like you need to get
like even better.
And, how do you get better than Johnny Young Bosch? It's like oh. And yeah, so
you've already used your trump card.
Yeah, you already used your trump card. But I mean, Atlus's PR manager is trying to convince the Japanese like head office to give us the Japanese dub.
Yeah. I
hope he succeeds because like
they really should.
It'll damage it. Like even if Atlus's all-star English team or whatever localizes it,
sometimes people just want the Japanese.
In this one instance,
yeah,
like it's an exception, but ugh. So, Colin, there's more stuff I'm butthurt about, but I'll save that for the not for the news, but like for my week, what I did this week. So, why don't you start off? Because with your week.
I finished Gakko Garashi.
Okay.
Which we talked about, and I said everything. Episode 1 is spoiler territory, so we can barely talk about it.
Okay, so.
But I finished that, which was,
just give like a score and move on.
It's really good. Like because last year, because it came out last year.
Yeah, I know.
There was like one website I saw, and it was like it gave it like the best anime of the year. I'm like, oh yeah, I started that show and it was pretty good, and then like now that I finished it, I'm like, it's actually like an anime of the year because it's so different than everything else. Just like it's not like meta or anything. It's just the way the design of it and the story of it is just so different than most other shows that it's almost like its own genre. The show itself is like almost this new genre that hasn't been done yet.
Okay.
So that's why it's like pretty end of the year. It's just like it's like Rakugo no Genroku no Rakugo.
Yes.
Shinjiru? Yes.
You're fucking up the title.
I'm fucking up the title. I can't memorize this shit. But it's almost like that where it's just this new type of storytelling. So that show is just like it's like an 8 out of 10 in terms of like story.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's got like good parts and it's got its like decent parts where because it's focused on slice of life, but it's also like much more than that.
Okay.
So you get your like basic setup, but then the story just goes in like this completely different direction, and it's like, wow, this is much deeper than I thought the show would go. So yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
What else? I guess I'm continuing my Bakemonogatari. That's it. I'm like on episode like 21 of the second season. So
all right.
Continue that.
Okay. That your week?
I think that's it. I don't think I played any games, yeah.
Well, we'll have a lot to talk about.
Alright.
Coming up. So, Colin, buddy, compatriot.
Friend.
Enemy.
Soon to be
We're not at Waifu Warzone yet, but we might as well be. Because Nisekoi is about to end.
Okay.
And so
I don't follow, yes.
And so I got up to date on like the last 3 chapters or so.
Yeah.
And guess what? We know who the promised girl is.
Oh, is that like sold best girl or just like we know who's the promised
girl? We know who the promised girl is. I'm not going to say any more than that.
Okay, it's Chittage, but like...
Hold on. Okay, I'm going to mute the mic for like the next 5 seconds.
Alright.
Okay, because this is spoiler tier, and I've known that this character was going to be the promised girl for the longest time.
Alright.
So, get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so I said what I need to say.
Yeah. No, because that's what I thought. I was like, I thought it'd be pretty straightforward. And then, like, the minute I said it, I'm like, no, that's so basic.
Well,
It can't be her. It can't be her.
Well, I mean, one of the main themes of Nisekoi, and like this is probably the only thing that the author nails in terms of themes, is the theme of past versus present. And so, if you think about it, that character being the promised girl makes sense.
Yeah, that's what, like, it makes sense because that actually kind of, like, chronologically makes sense. Or, like, the other people, it's not so much because they don't have that kind of storyline to it, I guess.
But, like, you find out that all the girls knew each other.
Yeah,
back in childhood, which is the stupidest thing.
It makes zero sense,
but only America and the fifth girl know about it. You don't know who the fifth girl is.
I don't know the fifth girl.
Only those two remember, and you get a great moment with America where you find out the context as to why she changed her personality. Because like
PTSD, it's always PTSD.
It was basically PTSD.
On point.
Because there's a point in the anime, and this is not spoilers, this has been known for ages, where she talks about how she grew out her hair. And Raku's like, oh, why'd you grow out your hair? And it's like,
that's the typical cutting hair.
Oh, because it makes me look feminine. And it's like, oh yeah. It's like, what happened to your short hair anyway? And you get that moment in like the latest chapter as to what
You look like a guy.
It's almost that.
Dude, that happens every time. Dude, that happened in Love Live. Not even kidding. That was the shit that happened in there. It's like, oh, you look like a guy. And since then, I had to grow out my hair.
And like, Haru was also there in the 10-year like
yes,
flashback.
Haru, best wingman.
Haru sucks. She sucks. Her whole storyline sucks.
Dude, she's just a side character. She's Onotero's wingman.
No, you're thinking of Ruri.
Oh, that's Ruri?
Ruri's the girl with the glasses.
Oh, Haru's the sister.
Yeah, Haru's the sister.
Oh, she's really shitty girl. Okay.
Yeah, she's shit tier.
Ruri's the wingman. Haru, fuck Haru.
Well, I mean, is this a spoiler? I mean, it's been hinted at forever. But like, I'm gonna just say it. Shu and Ruri basically have gotten together at this point.
Who?
Shu and Ruri.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Finally! Finally! Woo, they're together. That's good. I appreciate it. Because I think one of the problems with, like, romance tropes is that no one else gets together. And I think that's why a lot of people like Sakura-san and Kanojo was that you also had the Misaki and Jin.
Oh, yeah. Misaki and Jin. That's a great arc.
I think, like, even though, like, some people say, like, oh, they're not, like, the best characters in it, like, they have this really good arc because like people make fun of it. It's just like, guys, I think the romance in like Sakura is great. It's like, oh no, wait, we're not talking about that Sorata Shino romance. That was like shit. That Misaki Jin romance, man.
Yeah, that was actually fulfilling because you never actually get that. Like,
yeah, it's an actual like end, and they practically get married at the end of it.
Yeah, that was like a bullshit marriage. Though.
Misaki's such a fucking troll. We'll get married in like 5 years, Misaki. Oh yeah, I like went and like in our marriage contract already.
Yeah, that was great. Nisekoi, I've said it for like the past bit, but Nisekoi's latest chapters have been emotionally satisfying, I'll say. Mm-hmm. But knowing who the promised girl is, like since I want to say episode 10, it's not the same as like I don't know what's the word. Like, okay, so, because I already predicted who the promised girl was, it was just a matter of getting there.
Okay.
So, I mean, the latest chapters have been emotionally satisfying, but it kind of just felt like, okay, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen. Keikaku Dori.
Like, I don't think it's, like, wrong with it, but I have, like, serious problems when you gotta, like, predict stuff. Like, Gakko Garashi is one of those shows where if you, like, spend enough time like analyzing every episode, like seriously looking at all the details, you'll figure out like what's going to happen, but it totally like ruins the show when you know what's going to happen. But like it does like successfully because it has pretty good foreshadowing. But some shows where it's like they don't foreshadow anything, but you can just tell by like the writing it's going somewhere. And it's pretty
and
obvious,
Nisekoi I think is
one of the things that falls in that kind of predictability trap.
Yep. What else have I been doing? I watched this thing called... I watched the first episode of it. It's this old 90s anime. It's called The Irresponsible Captain Tyler.
Oh, that was... I know of that because I was watching one of the like YouTubers and it's like, oh yes, some science...
Yeah, it's a science... Yeah, it's a science fiction show.
Mother's Basement, yeah.
Yeah, I did watch a bit of Mother's Basement.
Yeah. We saw... Oh man, shoutouts.
Yeah.
The Irresponsible Captain Tyler.
Yeah, I watched The Irresponsible Captain Tyler, the first episode. Basically what it is, I think you know from the setup, but like it's like your typical space opera, Star Wars, Star Trek style thing.
And then
it's closer more to like Japanese space opera, like not exactly Gundam, but I'd say, well, Gundam-ish, but I'm thinking more Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Yeah. Okay.
Space Battleship Yamato.
Yeah.
But your main character is just a goofball.
Yeah, the captain of your ship is just this giant goofball.
And I'm watching it English dubbed, and it's Crispin Freeman, pre-deep voice Crispin Freeman.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty hilarious just to go through that. And it's like, oh, all these stupid jokes. And he's hitting on... There's this part where he's hitting on, like, a virtual reality girl. And him hitting on the virtual reality girl short-circuits the entire United Nations Army server thing.
What?
And yeah, and then like these generals are like having like serious conversations and you just hear oh in the background. And it's like, wait, what the hell is going on? And then the entire thing just blackouts. That show is godlike.
I think
I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. That show just sounds funny and it looks funny.
Yeah. And I guess the only other thing I've been really doing is just playing Persona 4 Dancing all night. I haven't gotten... Yeah. Mainly because I've been feeling this... I've been feeling the Persona 5 butthurt. The Persona 5 butthurt is strong. So yeah, I need something to like subsidize that. Alright, so I guess this is it for this section of the podcast. And we will be back in a minute.
For the news.
Settle transition.
So, Colin, I want you to try and describe that picture
Okay, so what we have going on here is I think those are like Ethernet cables going into an Xbox controller, plugging back into a GameCube, which has the PS4 NAC game disc loaded into it, and then into the memory card slot, you've got a Vita game with the tearaway fucking box, PS4 box, like sitting right beside it.
What kills me is the Vita card sitting in the memory card. So I just saw that this morning and I couldn't stop laughing for like 15 minutes. And my mom's like, Aaron, shut up. It's great. So anyway,
all they needed to do was just like, instead of a PS4 like a game cartridge, you need like a Wii.
Well, I mean, there's also the freaking the Vita in like the corner right there.
I didn't even notice that. You got the Vita corner.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's your gamepad.
That is the ultimate game system.
All right, so
one more RAM.
We already crossed out Persona 5 shenanigans. So, let's get into the news.
News.
So, first off, we know what the Tecmo Koyo Megaforce project is going to be. They're calling it the most bloody, brutal Evil Muso game in forever.
Wow, if that doesn't sound edgy, I don't know what does.
So, we're going to talk E3 prediction bets, like in a different video or something like that. Yeah. But I'm just going to say it looks very... It could be going in a variety of directions.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning and thinking and looking at that logo, and I'm going to say it's probably going to be an Eastern IP. I'm not going to say what, but because they've been talking about how they're working with a Western IP.
Okay.
And them announcing it at E3 makes sense that it might be a Western IP, but
Yeah,
I'm thinking Eastern. I'm thinking Eastern for this. Something about the bleeding characters tells me Eastern, and we'll get into it in the predictions.
All right.
What about you? What do you think it is?
Dude, I don't know about this.
It could be anything.
It could be anything. That's all I have. I was like, could be like going down this.
Hey, it could be
IP
Game
path.
of Thrones for all we know.
It could be a Game of Thrones game. No, it wouldn't.
No
way.
It could be Fire Emblem, but like an edgy Fire Emblem.
No,
actually, no.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was something trying to like outdo Fire Emblem.
Actually, no. Nintendo has a squeaky clean image with Fire Emblem. I don't think they're ready to walk the blood.
Not ready to walk that path.
It's so silly because Fire Emblem used to have like the least squeaky clean image in terms of like Nintendo games. Because what is Fire Emblem about? Oh, it's about a bloody war.
Yeah.
And like
now it's like, oh, you
anime,
waifus, yeah, shipping, haha.
Like
babies.
I respect that like Fire Emblem has gotten like a bigger audience,
but that's just because it's
anime.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the issues that most people that played Fire Emblem for a long time, like even though people say like Fire Emblem Awakening is a good place to start. But it's like
it really isn't.
Really?
Like if you want to think Fire Emblem Awakening is a good place to start, that's like saying Tomb Raider 2013 is a good place to start.
Well, it's not bad.
Well, exactly,
because
it's not
the most modern. The point is that it's like for modern current game is like born after like 2000.
Yeah, but like I mean, as in, it's an
okay
place.
If you're a gamer that actually like plays a lot of games, then Fire Emblem Awakening is the place to start. Because if you really want to get into the franchise, don't start there. But like, what I mean is just like Fire Emblem is just that game if you just want to try Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Awakening.
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from.
If you just want to try that.
And that's kind of where I'm at with Fire Emblem. Where I mean, I've only played Fire Emblem 7. That's my only touching stone.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, Fire Emblem Awakening just is not Fire Emblem 7.
Yeah.
Where Fire Emblem 7 is like, yeah, it is a bloody war. Oh, yes, it is people are dying everywhere. And like Fire Emblem...
Permadeath.
Well, I mean, Fire Emblem Awakening does have permadeath, but I mean, these newer games do have an anime aesthetic.
I think though, to be fair, like Birthright and what's the other one?
Conquest?
And Conquest takes the anime a little less. Because now, like, your main character is, like, a half-dragon. Which, it's, like, it seems anime, but then it's, like, you don't have your, like, Chrom and Lucina
but I mean,
kind of, like, duo going there.
But when I say anime, I mean, like, marriage breeding system shenanigans. And, like...
They're just trying to go after Persona.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's clearly the influence there, because, like, Persona and Shin Megami Tensei used to be not anime, and then they evolved into anime. Very much the same way how Fire Emblem used to be not anime, then evolved into anime.
I think we're just going to get into that anime territory every time we get more game franchises.
Well, I mean, like, would you say Square Enix? Like, most of Square Enix's stuff isn't really anime.
It's not, like, because it's Final Fantasy. They're pretty true to their Final Fantasy-esque-ness.
Look, yeah, the aesthetic. But yeah.
Like they change the battle systems, but they never like try to go on like, oh, social links, oh, we got I know, like, we're not talking about now, but even like Summon Night 6 has that social links thing.
Yeah, it does. We'll get into that in a second.
We'll get into that later, yeah.
Actually, fuck it, do you just want to go there now?
Okay, so speaking, I guess, like, social linking and copying stuff.
And anime RPGs.
Anime RPGs, you've got Summon Night 6.
Yeah, so Summon Night...
coming over.
Yeah, Summon Night 6, I mean, it is a good game, like...
That's what I've, like, looked up about.
But, like, it's just that it never gets localized until Summon Night 5 got localized. Yeah. It's being handled by Gaijinworks, which is an infamous publisher, like, or not really publisher, but localization group.
Yeah.
Because
you can expect terrible English dubs. Here we go.
Yeah, basically, they don't know how to script. They try to, like, do it word for word.
We must penetrate the levels.
Well, it's similar to that, where it's transliterating, not translating.
Yeah.
So I mean,
just taking the words and putting it in, but not actually like changing it for the sentence.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks like it's gonna be fine. Like, they're getting voice acting for this. Some Night 5 did not have voice acting, so I mean...
Well, like, okay, I know, like, voice acting, but fake, like, Bravely defaults... Like, what if just the voice direction is just awful?
Well, you know what? It very well might be.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm thinking. If they have problems with translating, then they're gonna have problems with voice acting directions.
Yeah. So, I can just imagine, like, poorly... Like, oh, we have to penetrate the...
We must penetrate the level.
So, Sword Art Online, the RPGs for that, will get that shit forever. Like, let's be real.
No, but that's where the themes came from. Thankfully, they did release, like, a patch for it that slightly increased it. That dating simulator in SAO, holy, it's trash. Okay, next. So Summer Night 6.
See, well, I mean, there's not much to say. SRPG fun.
It looks like... You know how many of these kind of like, sort of like, decently looking games look? I feel like it's just Tails. Like every time I look at it, it just looks like Tails.
Yeah, the art style.
Why is the art style always just look like Tails? Why does that happen? I mean, like Gust has like
it's distinct enough. They do watercolory.
What they do is like instead of focusing so much on like the animations and stuff, they go all out on like the design of the characters, so they look good, but it's like the animation, look, oh god, those hair animations, they're not so good. But like, all these other games that like middle, they just always turn into Tails, because like Tails is that like balance of just
anime and RPG.
Yeah,
I see where you're coming from.
it's the Call of Duty.
You know, you'd think that maybe this is just my opinion, but I think what Gus should do in the future is they should just, like, draft some of the Team Ninja guys over. Because, in spite of how people may feel about Team Ninja, they are amazing animators.
Yeah.
Like, not on the docket, but did you see those Fairy Tail Dead or Alive Extreme 3 crossover costumes?
No, I didn't see.
Yeah, they're coming.
That's good, though. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now you can be weeaboo in your fighting games.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Those are the most weeaboo of fighting games.
Oh, yeah.
It's Dead or Alive.
Talking about Dead or Alive. That is the physics engine.
Yeah.
Soft.
Yeah, that's what I meant as in, like, in spite of how you may feel about their work, they are amazing animators. Soft engine for life. So speaking of RPGs, let's just get into it. Kingdom Hearts 2.8, release date.
Holy, I would buy that day one if I could, but I might not have the money to. But I'd buy day one. Holy crap. Have you seen, like, how, what is it, like, Passageway looks? Oh my god.
0.2?
0.2, yeah. What's the
I've seen what it looks like, but I mean, I'm trying to dodge spoilers halfway through.
That's my thing. Yeah, Fragmentary Passageway. Holy crap, it looks so good! Holy shit. That's the, like, Kingdom Hearts 3, like, graphics engine, just, like, released early.
Yeah, it's the ground zero to Phantom Pain.
Yeah, it looks so good. I was so down for that because I've like played Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm playing through Kingdom Hearts 2 now. Like the graphics is just like, oh my god. It's like playing Final Fantasy 7 and then going into like 13. What the fuck?
Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be good. I mean,
it does.
It has the World End With You characters in there, so I mean, hey.
I'm excited to see back cover. I want to see the kind of history of the Keyblade Wars.
Yeah.
It looks cool because what I was really excited for is that they have the black coat, like the origin of the first black coat that the Organization 13 wears.
Yeah.
That dude exists in the back cover. I'm like, I'm going to find out. I want that guy.
But what do you call it? You can just actually learn all that stuff because those are actually cutscenes from the shitty mobile game.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want, you could just get.
I could just get them all again, but fuck that. Like,
I need the story.
Yeah.
I need the story in like actually animated shit, not this like weird
mobile stuff.
Flat, drawn to life looking garbage.
So, yeah, I'm excited to like actually from like. Do you think I could probably just like go on YouTube and just like search up all the cutscenes?
Well, I mean. It's the story. It's like newly animated cutscenes.
Yeah.
But it's based off of the shitty mobile game.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like the 358 when they took all the cutscenes
Yeah.
put in it. But yeah, I'd be like excited to finally see it because I don't play the mobile game. But then also it's like it's gonna be cool to play Dream Drop Distance and then Fragmentary Passage.
Yeah.
I forget exactly when Fragmentary Passage happens because all I like read so far
Don't
is
say
that-
anything because like I'm.
No, I know it's not spoilers. Like right when it happens is after Aqua leaves the castle. I'm trying to not be very spoiler.
Okay.
It's after Aqua leaves the castle. And
I don't
meets
know
up
what
with
castle this is,
Terra.
so I mean.
It meets with Terra because like they had just like one word, just like Terra, and so it's because I haven't finished Aqua's story. I don't know exactly when this happens because I played Ventus's, but see, this is why I need to like play Birth by Sleep now. And I'm going through 2. Okay, I need to like finish 2 as fast as possible, and then just go play Birth by Sleep and finish Aqua's story.
We should just live stream all of Kingdom Hearts. Now I think about it, like just
play.
1.5 go, 2.5 go.
Oh my god.
Because I need to catch up on the story. You need to catch up on the story.
story.
I mean, that just makes sense. Whatever. Speaking of RPGs, let's talk about FF12 Zodiac Edition. Yay.
It's like, I can't even say yay because I don't even know, like,
Okay, so I didn't get far in FF12. I'm gonna just out of the gate.
I haven't played it. I haven't seen anything about it. I'm blind with this.
Okay, FF12 is... It's an okay game. Like, it's just not what I look for in, like, a Final Fantasy game. Like, after 10, I want to say, Final Fantasy started going in a direction that I wasn't particularly fond of.
Yeah, okay.
Where 11 happened, and that was an MMO. 12 happened, and the story was just not compelling. 13 happened, then 13 happened some more.
And then
13 happened one more time. Then Type 0 happened, and it's like, oh, that's pretty... Like, I want to get back to Type 0.
Yeah.
I know I dropped it for, like... It's been a year. I've dropped it, but I want to get back to it. Mm-hmm. And 15 happened, and it's like, oh, we're just not even an RPG anymore, basically.
Yeah, we're just not even Final Fantasy. Nice.
And that's like...
And then all we can hope for is that FF7 doesn't be like FF15.
Well, I mean, it is, because it is an action RPG.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at.
But, like, hopefully they don't just change, like, a lot of the story.
Well, I don't think... You can't touch... You can barely touch FF7's story.
Sure.
Like, I know I'm not the biggest fan of it, but everyone else in the world is a big fan of FF7's story. So, I mean... It's holy ground. Like,
it's holy ground, we can't talk... Alright.
I don't want it to be, like, ultra edgy, though, if you know what I mean. Because, like...
I don't have a preference. I think FF7 is just cool, but I've only, like, actually played FF10.
Yeah.
And I don't... Even then, I don't think FF10 is the best. I just think, like, all FF games have their own standing, and
yeah.
Some of them, like, the 7, 8... Like, 6, 7, 8, 10 were, like, the better.
Yeah,
like,
I'll say that's a golden...
hide the ground of the
golden age.
The golden age of Final Fantasy. That's all I understand of the FF kind of series.
Okay, here's how it works. 7's good. 8 has a shitty leveling system. 9 is pretty good. Like, I like it a lot. Yeah. 10 is slightly under 9.
Yeah.
I didn't touch 11. 12 I barely touched.
11 as an MMO. Apparently, that one was actually pretty good.
Well, it's been running for, like, the past 10 years. It's one of those World of Warcraft situations. Yeah. 12 is... I didn't finish 12, so I mean, yeah. 13... I definitely didn't finish.
13 you don't want to finish.
But yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited because what they did for FF12 International Edition, which is the version we're getting, they're calling it Zodiac Age in America.
Yes.
But International Edition for Final Fantasy 12 was only released in Japan, which is kind of ironic. And it uses a completely different battle system.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean... Like, one of the reasons why I got out of FF12, besides the mass story, was the class system shenanigans shit. So, I guess let's talk more about RPGs, because we've got a lot of them.
We've got a lot of RPGs. E3 hype.
Yeah, whoops, I looked at my predictions sheet, my bad.
I didn't see, don't worry.
XSEED is localizing Akiba's Beat, which we talked about last week.
Yep, that's good. I'm glad it's getting a localization because we got Akiba's Trip. And you think that since we got Akiba's Trip, they would totally localize because Akiba's Trip was like such a mess of a game.
Yeah. But like Akiba's Trip is like the second actually in the series, right?
Yeah. Akiba's Beat is like the third one. But like I wouldn't say I'm too surprised because if they got like Akiba's Trip over here, like I'd assume like maybe it sold okay at least.
Yeah.
Or like did okay. And so like them kind of like putting faith in like, yeah, we can like put out decent RPGs. Yeah, we'll give the Akiba's Beat. And that's like something I really look forward to in like the localization industry.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't need to do super well. Just kind of give the games because they're just
Well, I mean, I think
just good for the platform.
I think new era of localization for Japanese RPGs has kind of taken a different stance where it's just purely localization. Like they release the game in Japan, they get sales on it or whatever, and then they just do a what's the word? I don't want to say half-assed because that sounds mean.
Yeah.
But like they do a minimalist, like they set their budget and they set their expectations to their budget.
Yeah.
Whereas like I want to say stuff like Persona 5 and Square Enix, they've taken so much time for those games to come out.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to set their expectations, kind of. And to be fair, Final Fantasy 15, like Final Fantasy 15, they're saying they need to sell 10 million copies in order for it to make a profit.
Okay.
I think that's an unrealistic number. Because
10 million is... That's like... It has to be the cult popularity everyone gets into it.
Yeah.
That's like an absurd number. Like, few games break that mark.
And like, even like like FF7 only sold like 9 million.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're looking at a situation where they've set their expectations so high. And
it's too high.
And I'm afraid that Square is going to lose a shit ton of money on this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be stuck in a downward spiral for the next 10 years.
Oh, God.
Because, let's be real, 13 was already down...
Yeah, 13 was trodden down those stairs.
But, not much
Please
to say
don't
there.
do that. Don't set unrealistic expectations just because you want profit. Don't do it.
But, like, I mean, same thing with Atlas. Like, think about how long Persona 5 has been in development.
Yeah.
That's like that's like 100 employees' paycheck for the past... It's been in development since 2010. The past 6 to 7 years.
Yeah. Honestly, they're probably just fucking around, and they're like, they're probably just like making progress on the game so slow. I bet you it's not even like they're changing shit and everything. They're just fucking around.
Think about it this way, okay? Catherine was supposed to be the prototype demo for Persona 5.
Yeah.
That came out. That was worked on in the same span as Persona 5.
Yeah.
Okay? Catherine came out. Then Persona 4 Arena came out. Then Golden came out. Then Ultimax came out. Then Q came out. Then Dancing All Night came out. That's like...
Years.
That's literally...
Years.
That's like almost 8 games. I'm not counting, so I mean... And
That's
we're not
what
even...
I'm saying. They're probably just fucking around with Persona 5. And then now they're just like, guys, we're actually kind of like losing money here. We should probably release this game. And then they fuck around for the next 4 years
Like-
because they're finally getting back. Because I bet you, like, they made, like, Catherine, and then they're like, yeah, we're gonna, like, start working on it. And then they just fucked around and started making other shit. And they're like, yeah, we should probably get back on Persona 5. And then when they said, like, 2013... like, oh yeah, we're gonna release it in 2014. They didn't realize like how much effort they have to go back to into like finally putting the game together, and then that's why it keeps scaling because they keep realizing, holy shit, we're like so behind.
Yeah, they are so behind, and I am genuinely afraid for Persona 5. Like, if this does not sell the amount of dollars that they need, I'm suspecting Persona 5 will be a disaster piece, and I'm afraid that FF15 will be a disaster piece.
Yeah.
And this is a scary time for JRPGs.
When you have like one of the kind of 2 most hyped combatants like being released, and they've just been fucked over like in development. So
yeah. Oh god. The future looks grim.
like we really like the thing is they have to be good at this point. There is no exception for decent or mediocre. They cannot.
But I mean, I don't think that even matters. Like, if it's too, what's the word?
They need to
Those
market
games
the
are-
shit out of the games.
But like, I mean, I don't think that'll even work because I think those games are almost too Japanese to penetrate the core audience. If you know what I mean.
I'd say that's more likely for Persona 5, but Final Fantasy...
Final Fantasy has a better shot. I'll give it that.
Because, like, yeah. Okay.
Because, like, Square Enix's art style and the hair, like...
You've got a little more Western in there.
And not only that, but Final Fantasy has this level of prestige.
Yeah.
Like, even if you've never touched a Final Fantasy game, you know at least the name Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So, it still has this name to it.
It has a slightly more bigger shot to actually making it than Persona
But, like,
5.
I mean, they advertised the shit out of Type 0 HD Remaster.
Yeah.
And that still only, like, broke barely 1 million, I think. So...
Maybe people weren't really looking for a remaster of it.
Well, we never got it in the first place, so... Ugh. So, speaking about
That's
how
scary times.
grim the future of video games looks... Hey, Watch Dogs 2! And-
Talking about great games, hey, Watch Dogs.
so, I
That
mean...
game looks... It looks... Honestly, I'm just kind of laughing about that. That game looks like they just like took Anonymous and they're like, let's make a game about them.
It looks very much like it's gonna be Silicon Valley culture, very specifically.
Yeah.
Like that whole, hackers, but we're also gangsters.
Hack gangsters. It's new.
Yeah, it's very much that kind of style, where it's like,
I don't mind it. If it's kind of just like... Because it feels like it's going in a more... Less story, fuck it, let's just go GTA 5.
oh yeah, it looks different. Like,
Yeah.
it looks way different than Watch Dogs, like, gritty, edgy
Gritty.
Chicago.
Gritty noir Chicago.
Well, I wouldn't say noir, just like gray. Like, when I think Watch Dogs, I just think the color gray.
Its color palette's all gray.
And this is what I'm kind of talking about, where, like, I don't want to drag on about Final Fantasy, but, like, this is what I'm kind of talking about, where Western aesthetic doesn't appeal to me. Where it's like, all these character designs look very the same.
No, that's like the card effect still continuing. Of like, it's the color palette has become so gritty
and
it's
gray
like ubiquitous to every fucking edgy, gritty game.
Like
you can't like. I think, like, the most meta of this is, like, Hatred.
Yeah.
Where that was just, like,
that is
black!
Yeah. That is, like, edgy, grim, dark shooter game. Yeah. But, like, I mean, try to describe the Division's art style.
It's gray. It's pretty gray.
It's gray, it's got people in gas masks and hoodies, and, like, black hoodies and suits or whatever with guns.
It's all dark and they're shooting and it's
and
like,
you try to describe Call of Duty like I don't know.
Yeah, it's guns and it's like army colors.
And you've got like Watch Dogs, which is just gray trench coat, gray
obey cap.
Yeah. And even yeah. And like even Arkham, like the Arkham games, they are so gray.
Well, I think that's kind of the point of it. It was supposed to be a darker Batman.
Think about how colorful the animated series of Batmans are. Like, think about, like, the 2000 stuff, like Harley Quinn back in the day.
Yeah, but, like, I think their designs are still pretty colorful, like, and the Joker is still his very brilliant purple.
But, like, it's a muted color palette. Everything looks muted.
I don't think Joker's, it's... Color palette was muted, I guess, but I think that was just the textures design that they forced to use on it.
But like, just looking at all these Western style games, like, I want an interesting character design, and I don't want it to be like the mishmash that like World of Warcraft or League of Legends is. I want like people actually taking time to think about their character designs.
I want Gust level of character designs.
Exactly.
Like with better animation. That's it.
Yeah, like Gust. Like there's parts about Gust character design where I'm not particularly fond of.
Yeah.
But overall, I'd say Gust character designs is what I look for.
Yeah, they've got. Their colors aren't anime super brilliant hairstyles and stuff. They have like the basic kind of like grays and blondes, but their character design itself, they take all these like colors and they just put detail and like effort into assigning that color. So it's not so much like, oh, they're all black and gray. It's you associate them with that color.
Yeah. Like, good character design, I believe, can be told through 4 to 5 colors.
Yeah.
Like, if you think green, brown, blonde, and skin tone, what do you think of?
Green, brown, blonde? From what?
No, just what's the first character that comes to your head?
Aisha.
From what?
From Atelier.
Oh, sorry. I meant just in general. Green, blonde, brown, and skin tone. Maybe blue. For his eyes.
I don't know.
Link. Like
green, brown, blonde. Green, brown, blonde.
Because green
and what was the last color? And skin tone.
And yeah, like lighter skin tone.
You could and pale.
Yeah.
I think
maybe that was.
I think the problem with that is that Link's not blonde.
Okay, if you think well, I always think of him as being blonde.
He's got like a
like Wind Waker Link.
Oh yeah.
That's my default, and like even Skyward Sword Link kind of has that blonde look to him. But like
sorry.
Okay.
Wait, just think green with a sword.
Okay.
Think yellow and red cheeks. Yellow.
Pikachu.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Got him.
Pink. First thing that comes to your head, pink.
Amy.
Okay, sure. I was thinking Kirby.
Close enough.
How
else can we do this? All right, we're just trying to like really prove ourselves with this.
Hold on.
Think orange, red, green. Orange, red with a slight green.
Orange, red, green.
Just a slight bit of green. Slight bit of like flashy green.
Oh, I feel like you could do this. Hold on.
Mostly orange, has red on the top, and slight green.
Slight green. Okay, no.
Don't focus too much on the slight green. Just think orange and red.
Okay, I have no clue.
Body armor. Samus Aran? No? Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, now I see it.
It's okay. She has so many suits, it's okay.
Well,
she's got a Varia suit.
My first game of Metroid was Fusion, so, I mean, that fucks up...
Yellow, blue.
Yeah, I mean, so that fucks my idea of Samus right from the start.
Alright.
Yeah, we're just bad at this. Okay, different shades of blue.
Mega Man?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's as easy as we get. Alright.
Okay.
What were we talking about? Character design.
Yeah, like the whole new style of character design.
Yeah, I think the problem with the new character design is they use too much of the same color. They start using tones of the same color rather than contrasting colors with it.
Yeah.
And that's what creates the grittiness, is where you don't have contrast, you instead use tones of it, and that's what makes the whole thing just gritty and dark.
But like
see, Watch Dogs, I think too, will have a slightly better palette because they're going this gangsta way, and they have to be more
like vibrant
with it if they want the kind of like gangsta, we out here, we showing ourselves.
Well, I mean, it's San Francisco, so I mean, I'm looking at it and it's like, oh, sand, oh,
you're like
urban,
browns.
Like spray painting everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's
I'd hope that the urban spray paint, they go vibrant with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Not just like white.
And there's that one shot of him jumping, and you see the San Francisco sunset, and like you never get something like that in Watch Dogs 1.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think what they should do in Watch Dogs 2 is just give the player a little more freedom in it.
Yeah.
Like, where the Watch Dogs 2, like 1 was this sort of freedom. It's like you still have to follow your story. The Watch Dogs 2 seems more like you're just a person in this cause.
Yeah.
And you can just do whatever you want.
So speaking of, I guess, character designs and Western IPs.
Yeah.
Injustice 2 is happening, and it's getting a gameplay demo out this weekend.
Yeah. I hope it does well, because it sounds like it's going to do well. They're adding new characters. Heck, one of the like kind of leaked characters was Captain Cold and Dr. Fate. I think that was it.
From
I don't remember Dr. Fate. I just saw that was one of the images that had Captain Cold.
Well, I thought I saw Red Hood in the original trailer. So, I mean, that's already...
is Captain Cold and Dr. Fate. Hell, I don't even know if it was called Dr. Fate.
Yeah, it's Dr. Fate.
Yep, good.
Because I'm familiar with Marvel stuff, so I'm not particularly familiar with DC stuff.
I'm not familiar with...
Though, okay, Dreamcast, like, you're a character in.
Captain Cold. Jesus Christ, that's him. Okay.
Dreamcast...
So Captain Cold from Flash. Okay.
Dreamcast a character in.
Dreamcast?
Like, if you could get any character in. For like...
I don't know.
Like a new character.
Books. I don't know.
Like, even pick, like, a Teen Titans character.
That's what everyone wants.
Yeah, well...
Teen Titans! Dude, they already had Cyborg in it.
Was Speedy in?
Who?
Speedy.
No.
Okay, in Injustice 1?
No, I don't think he
Okay.
Was he?
I don't...
Shit, I don't remember. I own Injustice. I don't remember. I don't think he was, because we probably would have played him.
Yeah, that's true. Or, like, I like... My favorite, like...
I think they just bring, like, Robin in, because they had
Nightwing
in it. But I mean, that's not like the true Robin Hood. He's not like his fucking Electro stuff.
Well,
man, I just want his.
I think Nightwing is probably my favorite DC character, though. So I mean, yeah. Like DC's roster has never excited me. Like, I'm gonna be real, but Nightwing is my favorite. Like,
vigilante character.
Yeah, because he's Batman, but instead of being Batman, he lives life to the fullest instead of being like an edgy grimdark character. And like, he has issues.
He's Deadpool.
Well, no, he's not Deadpool, but he's got issues, but he's more responsible instead of Batman where he just sulks around. Nightwing,
salty, moody.
Nightwing is the kind of person who he leads the Teen Titans. Like, he takes responsibility for his actions, not like Batman all the time.
If we could get like super obscure, I would want Terra from Teen Titans.
Terra I don't think is super obscure, but like, yeah, I totally want Terra. Terra's cool. I want the Nufu in. Yeah, Tofu Overlords. Let's go. Yeah. Beast Boy would be an interesting character. Like,
because it'd be pretty easy to implement him, where all his directionals would just change him into different animals.
Yeah, like, I can imagine like, a quarter circle forward would be like him turning into a pterodactyl and like dive bombing like
That'd
forward.
That'd be his aerial quarter circle.
Oh yeah, his aerial quarter circle. That would be bad.
His forward quarter circle would probably just be like
a lion attacking.
Always some range attack, some shit like that.
A lion attacking, or he could have a sick grapple where he turns into a giant frog, and then grabs him with the tongue. Or
just think, he could turn into a gorilla and he would do a DK barrel roll.
Or a gorilla and he does a suplex. Yeah.
Or he turns into a dinosaur luchador.
Well, we already got dinosaur luchadors. I mean, or who else do I want? Aqualad is pretty cool. Like, I like Aqualad way better than Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Any of the Green Lantern, like, side characters. Like, everyone's like, oh, Hal Jordan. But I always like Kyle Rayner and Jon Stewart way more than Hal Jordan. We could get a Troticus, who's...
We are getting one other... Was he already in the other game? Yeah, the Red Lantern dude.
Oh, yeah, a Troticus.
A Troticus.
I thought Sinestro was in. Or... Sinestro's the Yellow Lantern.
Oh, yeah, it was Sinestro that was in.
Okay.
Not the Red Lantern.
Not... Because
I guess he's a new one.
Yeah, because a Troticus is freaking awesome. Because what's his story? Oh yeah, my entire race got murdered, so I got real angry, and then the Red Lanterns recruited me. And I like how in the Red Lantern lore, what it is you can't take your ring off because you have so much rage built up that releasing all that rage would give you a heart attack instantly.
That's cool. What's that? What was that? That reminds me of that one guy from Percy Jackson books. This was part of his like new series where this guy's life is measured on this burning wooden stick, and he cannot like turn off. Like it'll slowly burn away. The stick slowly burns, so he'll eventually die. But if anything happens to the stick, I'll make him die faster.
Well, can he like reignite the stick?
No,
like
can he get? It's an internal flame, and it's just sitting on that stick. But like water will wash it out.
Oh, that's like how in Dark Souls you got like the first flame, and like the first flame can't go out. Yeah. So I guess that ends the news section. I mean,
yeah.
Hold on. We actually forgot a news piece. We're on our docket.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Just because you don't want to cover it because you don't know what it is doesn't mean it's still not news.
Well, that's pretty exceptional. All right.
So, there's this thing called RS Project Rebirth Storage.
Rebirth Storage?
Rebirth Storage.
Fuck.
And basically what it is it's an original anime TV special.
Okay, I'm down for TV specials.
So, like, one episode, one and done.
Yeah.
And it's based off of a let's make a mecha anime we want to see production. And so basically it was a contest held by, like, a bunch of companies.
Yep.
And the result was this.
I think that's cool for the industry.
And
because I love more like
original concepts.
Because just think of like, because like just like one kind of like thing I've always been thinking of, just like actually just having stuff in anime style that we can just kind of like pitch out. But anime style is so expensive to make, so it's so few. But like to see like companies actually doing that and giving it to like contest winners, and they actually like make an episode of it. That's like amazing.
So this is actually technically how long this contest has been going on has been pretty old.
Okay.
So as in this contest started in 2015.
Yeah.
The finalist pitches, there were 5 of them.
Yeah.
Were in April of 2015, and now we're getting the OVA for it.
Okay.
And so they all had interesting ideas, but my problem is that this one was the least interesting of the ideas.
Really?
Yes, it was the least interesting because the concept is very Macross, where it's like, oh, aliens are invading. Guess what? Get in your robot.
Oh my god, this is Muv Love all over.
Well, I'm not 100% familiar with Muv Love, but to me it's Macross. / Robotech / whatever.
It's Robotech.
But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's gonna be okay. Like, the art looks okay. The main character is voiced by Raku from Nisekoi. The female lead is Mai from Myriad Colors Phantom World. It looks like it's gonna be okay. I mean, but all the other concepts were way more interesting. Let's see if I can pull them up right now. Let's make a mecha anime. Okay, here we go. So, the other concepts were, let me scroll down. Enthusiast, which is like a superhero style mecha show where it's like, oh, aliens attacked, but then we had tokusatsu shit going on. Then there was Star Storks, which was like, this was the most out there concept. Because what it is it's Transformers, kind of, sentient robots, and they're defending the Earth from aliens.
Alright.
And they need to bring a child born in space back down to Earth.
I was wondering why storks. Okay, that makes sense. That's a car.
Yeah, that's Enthusiast. No, sorry, Dead End Sparks was the one that was the tokusatsu shit.
Okay.
RS Project, which the original concept was kind of different, where it was a female lead instead of a male lead.
Okay.
And then Dean Drive, which is also like enemies are aliens. Aliens are attacking. Let's fight back.
Let's fight back with mechas. Okay, look, I think the alien fighting mecha genre isn't as good as the mecha fighting mecha genre.
Well, I mean, you do more.
I think it's just personal preference for me, where I like the action of mechas fighting mechas rather than mechas fighting aliens.
I don't know. I think for me at least, it's on a basis to basis thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I really like Knights of Sidonia because of how it handles its plot of like alien versus mecha shit.
Okay.
But I mean, not everyone does it well. Like, I just think of Awakening of a Starblazer or whatever the fuck it was called. No, Awakening of a Trailblazer?
Yeah.
Awakening of a Trailblazer. That was not a good way to handle it.
But come on, he becomes the most OP Gundam.
He literally turns into... he's all shiny and chrome by the end.
I know. It's great.
So yeah. Hype for... Like, I'm gonna give RS Project a shot just because it's only one episode. And it has the potential to become a larger series. So yeah.
Alright.
Now we'll properly, like, break. And we'll be back with the Waifu War Zone.
Yeah.
Settle transition.
We've been talking a lot, I guess, about Final Fantasy, so I feel like it would only be appropriate
to do a waifu war on it.
Yeah, so I mean, well, a Waifu War Zone. This is the battlefield.
This is the battlefield.
It looks like a wreck. So I mean,
Quite literally.
So Colin, buddy, compatriot, soon to be enemy. Who is your FF10 waifu?
Fuck yeah, it's Kimari.
Kimari's best girl!
My best girl!
Ronzo, strong.
I love that. I love the people that like
okay,
Kimari best
I don't
waifu.
even remember what a female Ronzo looks like.
I don't remember. Was there any female Ronzos? I remember
they have to procreate somehow.
They had the two bullies of it, but that was the only other Ronzos.
Yeah, those are the two bullies who guard the white, the mountainside or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so let's be real. Let's talk real.
You know, like your blue like
Avatar chicks,
unicorn, Tarzan guys. No. You know, actually, there's not many.
There's basically 3 to 4 you can pick from.
Yeah.
No, 3 to 6. I'll say 3 to 6.
What the fuck? So he's like Yuna, Riku,
Lulu, Donna, the other summoner girl, and the older summoner girl.
Oh, the one you fight, right?
Yeah, the one you fight all the time.
Okay, well, fuck that. I hate her so much. Fucking battles, fuck you.
Battles all day, every day, motherfucker.
I like Riku just because she's like the only energetic one. I don't mind like.
But she's a filthy out bed.
I don't dare then out of bed.
I was waiting for you to say Riku because then I could go. But she's a filthy out
bed. Fucking racist. God, my boy over here is racist towards my waifu. I just like.
Well,
like,
you got train them to be subservient. I mean, brother, let's talk real.
Let's talk real. Riku, man.
I only like my wife who's 50% out of bed, which is why I go with Yuna. No, I'm saying, brother. No, let's be real. I like Lulu best.
Yeah?
Lulu's the best. Because, like, she's the most out of place in that universe.
Yeah?
Think about it. She's like a edgy, depressing, sad person. Whereas, like, Yuna's always so hopeful and sweet and kind. And it's always being optimistic. And Riku's like, yeah, let's get him!
Yeah, so that's what I like. I think the problem I have with Yuna is that she's like the optimistic and quiet. Like she's like a total like
Yamada Nadeshiko.
I'd say Yamada Nadeshiko, yeah. But like I guess it's probably because I'm used to like anime versions of that.
Well, I mean,
like she's totally Yamada Nadeshiko, but like I think my more problem with her is just that she's very quiet and willing to go with everything, that she has like zero independence except when it comes to like, oh, friendship is magic, wait, we need to defeat this.
Well, I mean, I think like
she's like the Anzu.
Anzu from
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
That all like teamwork and friendship talks.
But like, I mean, I think like, I do like Yuna a lot. She's high tier.
Yeah,
I like Riku a lot, too. They're both high tier.
I think Lulu is just the most realist of, like, the characters. Where, like, she has that, like, history with, like, a I'm done with your shit, fucking Waka.
Yeah,
I'm
because
done with your
she's
shit,
been
Waka.
a guardian twice.
Yeah.
And on both accounts, they died.
Yeah. She's just so fucking dying. Like, I'm gonna protect this bitch. Fuck y'all. Like, I don't give a fuck if these, like, Albed are trying to protect her. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, she's the most done with it.
She's
And,
done.
like, she lost her boyfriend. Because, like, Chapu or whatever.
Yeah. No, wait, no, that's not. That was Baku's brother.
No, Chapu was Waku's brother and Lulu's.
Oh, and Lulu's brother? Shit, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's so done with it.
She just wants to, like, she wants to kill Sin more than anyone else.
She doesn't really want to kill Sin more than
She
anyone
just
else.
wants it all
She
to
just
end.
wants, yeah, she wants it all to end somehow, some way. It's kind of weird.
Gotta get those belts, man.
Oh, yeah.
I love her
Character design?
though.
Yeah.
I love her dress. That's so sick.
Yeah, I think half of my like for Riku, Lulu, has to deal with her character design.
I love her, like, Chinese chopsticks, like, hair bun
Yeah.
going. She's got the
And-
earrings. She's got that cool. She's
Like,
like such a mixture of cultures. She has that like
Fur.
Hollywood fur
Yeah.
drape, like, over the shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you
Like,
got the
I
dress.
think under normal circumstances, I would say Yuna, but I think Lulu's got the more interesting story.
I think, yeah, like, Yuna's.
'Cause
like,
Yuna's-
Yuna is, like, the waifu of the game, but my issue is just, I think, like, 50% just comes from me, like, so done with her talk. Like, she's so quiet and slow and
Like, she
Like
has my
talking.
favorite romantic scenes, though. Like, her and Tidus playing around in the water is, like,
That scene.
that's iconic.
Yes, that's a really good scene.
Like, same thing as, like, it's the equivalent, that scene I feel like is the equivalent of, like, Eris getting, things happening to Eris
Yes.
in the cathedral in Final Fantasy VII.
yeah.
Her kissing, what's his name? Seymour, where, like, Seymour just forcibly kisses her.
like the forced marriage.
Yeah,
I
that's very iconic, I feel like.
Yeah. I love that entire sequence of your waifu is getting married off to some dude you don't want. Let's get into a giant airship, fly to the castle in the sky, and, like, just fuck shit up.
Okay.
I love that entire sequence
I like-
of running on those ropes.
Yes! Sliding down the ropes!
That was the sickest, like, intro to anything. Like, you want to fucking bust in, like, through the window? Fuck that. Like, shoot a, like, chain rope right through it and slide down that
And, like, they're both on airship things. Or, like,
Yeah.
are they on air... or is that just, like, tower in the
She's on
sky?
an airship and they've got a cathedral in the sky or whatever.
Yeah, a cathedral in the sky. And so they shoot down those ropes.
Yeah.
There's bullets coming everywhere. And Tidus is just jumping from rope to rope like he's on a skateboard.
Yeah, that was fucking sick. Oh man, there's no way, like, better way to crash your marriage than that.
Yeah, like if there's any other objections to a marriage, like, you can't top Tidus's.
Just size out objection. Oh, I love that.
So yeah, I guess that ends the
That
waifu
ends the
wars.
waifu war zone.
Like, yeah, in conclusion, I think Lulu has the most interesting backstory and the
I think-
best character design.
I think I like Riku because she's a contrast to most of the cast, and she's the optimistic comedy.
Yeah, she's the comical one. She's also voiced by the same person who voices Terra, I think. No, it's Raven. It's the person who voices Raven from Teen
Oh
Titans.
yeah.
And Yuna would be second place, but I mean, she's just
rather bland. Besides her song,
because, like, I genuinely like, I genuinely like the Yamato Nadeshiko like tropes, but
I don't so much.
I think
that's
she
why.
goes on too long, if that makes any sense.
Like, she has her history. She has her, like, father as the summoner, but I guess I'm just not attracted to it. I just can't put myself into caring so much. Or like even Riku's just like, yeah, her, like, family's practically dead because, like, fucking Sin, like, blew up, like, in almost, like, their entire civilization when they first tried to fight him.
And also, Yuna does, like, she makes dumb decisions throughout the story. Like, I think the worst for me is her trying to constantly reason with Seymour.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, Seymour, we cannot get married, but we can just, like, not try to, like, try and end the world,
Yeah.
And Seymour's like, fuck that.
Seymour's just the most non-shit scaring about your opinion.
Well,
Seymour doesn't give a fuck. He's doing things his way because he knows he can.
like Seymour, I feel like his arc is very similar to like Dio in like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where it's like, oh, his father was like kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
His mom died, and he just grew up like this brooding person, like this brooding half Guado. No one liked him, and he grew up to become like, oh, no one likes me. Well, I'm just gonna fuck everyone else over then. Yeah.
The true villainous arc. All right.
Well, also Seymour, like, he's a villain, but there are redeemable qualities about him. Not like Dio, in a sense. Where he's just that one. He's just that one guy that every man can empathize with because he's like, but Yuna, come back though, and then Yuna's like, nah, I got nah. Tidus is hungry. He's hungry for my goodies.
That's it. That's the podcast title. Tidus is hungry.
Tidus is hungry for my goodies. Yep. Alright, so we're done with the Waifu Warzone. We will. I think I'm gonna edit the E3 predictions first. So what we're gonna record like right after this, because I think that's a more pressing issue to get out the door. Because fuck, EA's conference is tomorrow at noon, or 3.
Yeah.
And then at 3, and then Kadokawa is doing something at 9. Then Bethesda's doing something at 12 at night. So I mean, we need to get those E3 predictions out fast. So this has been Aaron signing out. Hype for E3.
And this is Colin logging out. Hype for E3 too.
You're
probably gonna miss it though. But
Well, you've got third off, so I mean.
I guess I could.
Yeah.
Well,
so you can actually do the Microsoft stuff. I'm gonna just not look at anything. I'm just gonna avoid and then watch the Microsoft stuff right when I get home.
All right.
So talk to you guys later.
See ya.